Most people believe they fail at habits because they lack motivation or discipline. But that's not the real reason. The real reason is simpler, and once you understand it, habits stop feeling like a constant struggle. And what's surprising is that this reason has very little to do with motivation. In fact, the harder you rely on motivation, the more fragile your habits become. Every year, millions of people set the same goals. Exercise more, eat healthier, read regularly. And within weeks, most of those habits disappear. The usual conclusion is, I'm just not disciplined enough. But that explanation doesn't hold up. If discipline were the problem, everyone would fail equally. Yet some people build habits consistently, without relying on motivation. They don't feel constantly energized. They don't have superhuman discipline. What they do have is a different way of thinking about habits. So the real question is not why habits fail, but what successful habit builders are doing differently. One powerful idea from research on habits is this. Lasting habits don't start with goals, they start with identity. Most people say, I want to run 3 times a week. But people who succeed think differently. I'm the kind of person who doesn't miss workouts. That shift matters because habits are not just actions. They are votes for the type of person you believe you are. Over time, these small votes add up. You don't suddenly become disciplined, you slowly see yourself as someone who shows up. And once that identity is in place, habits require far less effort. When a habit aligns with who you believe you are, it no longer depends on motivation. It feels natural. Another reason habits fail is that they start too big. When a habit feels heavy, your brain resists it. Not because you're lazy, but because resistance is built into how humans work. Instead of, read 30 pages every day, start with, read 1 page. The goal isn't progress. The goal is consistency. Consistency builds trust with yourself. And when you trust yourself to follow through, even on small actions, habits begin to feel reliable instead of fragile. Once a habit exists, growth follows naturally. But if a habit never starts, improvement never happens. Small habits succeed because they're easy to repeat. And repetition is what builds identity. Most people try to change themselves. But successful habit builders change their environment. If junk food is visible, you eat it. If your phone is within reach, you check it. This idea is simple. Make good habits obvious. Make bad habits invisible. Habits are often the result of what's around you, not who you are. This is why willpower feels so unreliable. You're constantly fighting cues that push you in the opposite direction. Change the cues, and the behavior often changes with them. Designing your environment removes the need for constant self-control. Think about someone who wants to start exercising. If they rely on motivation, they wait until they feel like it. If they aim too big, they skip days. If their environment stays the same, distractions win. But if they see themselves as someone who shows up, start with just 5 minutes and prepare their environment in advance. The habit almost builds itself. The person doesn't feel heroic. It just feels normal. And that's the real goal, habits that feel ordinary, not forced. It's about designing the system, not fighting yourself. So when habits fail, it's usually not because you're weak. It's because the habit isn't tied to identity, it's too big to repeat consistently, or the environment is working against you. Fix those 3 things and habits stop feeling like a battle. Instead of relying on willpower, you rely on design. And design is something you can control. If these ideas resonated, the book Atomic Habits explores them much more deeply. Even reading a few pages can change how you approach habits, not through pressure, but through understanding. I've linked it below if you'd like to dive further into how small changes compound over time.